When it comes to lords in this game, it's very common for one to be released every 3 or so months. We can expect about 3 or 4 a year. And the last one, as far as I remember, was Nestia. And Nestia came out a while ago. So obviously there's going to be another lord somewhat soon. But the question is, what lord could that be? Is it going to be the third lord of a certain faction, like Starpiercers or Watcher? Is it going to be another North Throne faction? Obviously, very possible. They definitely need the help. But what I think is the most likely is the next lord will be the only faction that does not have two, which will be Supreme Arbiters. Now, this is going to be mostly just a guess, mostly assumptions, but we have some very real evidence to suggest that it does happen to be the Arbiter faction that gets a Arbiter Lord. What we can do is we can look at two things. First of all, we can go to the Mabucket interview. This came out in 2024. This is a long time ago. And almost every single new hero has been released. We've got Ymrit, we got Nestia, we got Ingrid, we got Narissa, all of these things. But there are two heroes that have not come out yet. One of them being this guy right here, a year and a half later. And there's one very specific thing that they say, which is this will be part of the Arbiter faction. Now, that's not enough to go off of, right? This might not be the Lord. Maybe this is just a normal unit. Well, we can then go over here. This is from the recent dev interview that me, Prospector, Susie, War Guides, and Fastidious were all a part of. And this was one of the skins that they released. Now, you might see some similarities. We got the lance right here, and we have this kind of ethereal form that looks like it could be an Arbiter. And if we cross-reference, it looks almost the same. So the question is, what is this? And I think this is the new Arbiter Lord. Now, I know that's a bold claim, but this is what I am expecting. Now, of course, this is purely hypothetical, but I think I owe it to you guys to be kind of informative on potential things. I don't do leaks anymore, but I do like to try to stay on top of things in official channels and keep you guys informed. For example, it is my birthday today, but I'm still getting this video out because I think this is relevant. And even though we don't have the most rock hard information, it's still good. Because if a banner comes out that has Valderon on it, or has Yovar, or has, another unit like a Demi or something, you need to be able to weigh it against something potentially in the future. And I think the Arbiter Lord is coming soon. So keep that in mind. Now, what can we expect from the Arbiter Lord? Well, if we look at Praetus, we can see a couple things. Number one is how the legendary Lord skills work. Now, if you know anything about legendary Lord skills, you know that the first two things at the top are always consistent, and then every single Lord has a bit of extra information towards the bottom. If we go to Valderon here, we can see that it increases faction team members' basic attributes by 15%. And when the faction team members lose their HP, they gain some damage, right? And we can go over to Gone, and we can see the same thing. We have the basic attributes increased, and then we also have the damage increasing when they lose HP. But you can see that they also gain an attack and defense bonus, which is something that Valderon does not have. So we can go off of that and say we will have not only the hammer, but also the faction team member basic attributes, right? That's all expected. And then we'll have something else additional for the bottom. For Praetus, he buffs. For the new one, I assume that it will be more of a selfish skill, kind of like Valderon versus Gone. Valderon is a lot more selfish. I think we can expect that the new one will be a little bit more self-sufficient and a little bit more selfish. Not only that, Arbiters and Chaotix are designed to be the arena factions. They have arena abilities built into them. For example, Praetus has less cost in arena. We go over to Ingrid, who's hyper relevant in arena, who has increased damage. We have Valara over here, which has increased damage. These are the PvP factions. So it's very, very clear to me that this will be a PvP specialized unit. Maybe good in other areas, but most likely arena game-changing as well. And judging by how insane the arena meta is right now, it must be a very good unit. Especially because they like to try to make units better than the other units in their faction. For example, aside from GVG, and even in GVG, Nastia is better than Cyrus in almost every single way. Cyrus is already really good. You might be thinking, well, how can they make Cyrus better? Well, they just make them a DPS, they make an entire archetype around them, and they make them incredibly powerful. Also, Arbiters kind of started to fall off a little bit, not by much, but a little bit. And then the strongest non-lord in the game debatably came out, completely changed the game. There's so many good heroes in this faction. It's just so relevant, especially right now. So I think, without a shadow of a doubt, we're probably getting the Arbiter soon. So, yeah, I think that's highly, highly likely. And if we look at all of these things, well, there's not a lot of new heroes that look like they could be lords. I mean, if we go over to the Mabaki interview, the only other unit that has not come out is this. Now, this could be a lord, but it definitely screams more normal unit to me. And then with the recent dev interview, which you guys can watch a couple videos down on my channel, I think that nothing really stood out as a lord explicitly as much as this guy. He has a skin, looks like an Arbiter. Arbiter Lord is already the most likely, even if we didn't have these images, but we do. And especially because the original Mabaki interview happened a year and a half ago. Why would they ever show information on a skin for a hero that was shown a year and a half ago if they didn't plan on releasing it soon? So this should be a game changer if it does happen. Now keep in mind this is purely hypothetical, but I think that we can still look at the official information and make guesses accordingly. And I just want to say that you guys should be careful with your summons. If it is a lord you do not think is going to really, really change your account, like obviously still go for Ingrid, best lord in the game currently, in my opinion. Go for Praetus if you don't have him. Go for Yovar. Go for, Rygar Torador you can maybe skip. But like, go for the relevant lords that you think will be game-changing to your account. But I just want to inform you guys that this is a possibility, a very strong possibility, and it may potentially come in the future. And if we miss out on this, it's not my fault because I gave you guys information beforehand. So I did my job. So just be careful with your summons, be smart with them. There's always new heroes coming out. We've been having the most new good heroes coming out ever in the game's history. So we need to plan accordingly. Ancients are very valuable, very expensive if you buy them. And obviously, we don't want to buy them if we don't have to. So just be careful, keep an eye out, and be smart with your summon. So that's kind of everything I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to go now because I have... it's my birthday. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Destined signing out.